prophets were numerous. The first of them was Adam. Lut, Ismail, Yusuf,
Hellfire was ignited, and it burned for 1,000 years until it became red. And then it burned for another 1,000 years until it became white. And then it burned for another 1,000 years until it became black. فَهِيَ الْآنَ سَوْدَاءُ مُظْلِمَةٌ. And now the fire of hell is pitch black. The Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam said that Allah ta'ala enabled the hellfire to speak. And so the hellfire complained and said, "Oh my Lord, part of me has devoured the other part." And so Allah ta'ala created for hell a cold section called Zamhari. It's so cold there that it burns. He gave hell a cold section, and he allowed the hell to take 2 breaths every year. And on that day, a portion of hell shall be brought forth. لَتَرَوُنَّ الْجَحِيمِ. By God, you will certainly see hell, pulled by 70,000 reins. Each rein is pulled by 70,000 angels. Over 1 billion angels pulling forth only a portion of hell. وَجِيءَ يَوْمَئِذٍ بِجَهَنَّمَ. On that day, hellfire will be brought forth. يَوْمَئِذٍ يَتَذَكَّرُ الْإِنسَانُ وَأَنَّى لَهُ الذِّكْرَى. On that day, the human will remember everything that he did, but to no avail will your memory be. The reminder will benefit you not on that day. The kuffar, when they see that, they will be horrified. يَقُولُ يَا لَيْتَنِي قَدَّمْتُ لِحَيَاتِي. The kafir would say, "Woe is me, if only I had prepared for my afterlife." They will see it from the mawqif, that's the station of Judgment Day, where they are on the reformed earth. They will see that hellfire brought forth to them. They will be taken towards the hell. انطلقوا إلى ما كنتم به تكذبون. Onward, march towards that which you used to deny. انطلقوا إلى ظل ذي 3 شعب. Go towards the hell that has coming out of it a huge column of smoke. That column of smoke that comes out of hell is so big that it separates into 3 different columns. لا ظليل ولا يغني من اللهب. It is of no use against the flame. It shall not protect you or give you any relief. إنها ترمي بشرر كالقصر. Surely hellfire throws out sparks that are as huge as castles. كأنه جمالة صفر. As if they are thick ropes of ships twisted together. وَيْلٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ لِلْمُكَذِّبِينَ. Woe on that day to the beliars. There shall be on Judgment Day a bridge. One end of that bridge is on the reformed earth, and the other end of that bridge will be at a land before getting to paradise. But paradise is not level with the earth. Paradise will be much higher. And so that bridge goes up into the direction of paradise. And that bridge is wide and slippery. And beneath it is hell. وَإِن مِّنكُمْ إِلَّا وَارِدُهَا. Everyone shall come to hell, with the meaning that everyone shall come to the bridge that goes over hell. Some people shall enter hell, and some people shall pass by. And this bridge is one of the scariest, most dangerous stages of Judgment Day. As for the kuffar, they all fall off from the beginning. And that hell is 70 years deep. But the believer who enters hell, he doesn't go to the bottom. And there's another thing, which is that his torture is much less. Though, don't take that statement the wrong way. The torture of the believer in hell is unbearable, and it's nothing that you could ever get used to. إِذَا أُلْقُوا فِيهَا سَمِعُوا لَهَا شَهِيقًا وَهِيَ تَفُورُ. When they are cast therein, when they are thrown therein, they hear a terrible roar that's like a bray. Bray, the sound of a donkey. It's deafening, very powerful. وَهِيَ تَفُورُ. Boiling, very hot, very powerful. تَكَادُ تَمَيَّزُ مِنَ الْغَيْظِ. As if it is going to explode. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِلَى جَهَنَّمَ زُمَرًا. And those who disbelieved will be driven towards hell in groups. حَتَّى إِذَا جَاءُوهَا فُتِحَتْ أَبْوَابُهَا. They will be brought to a place, and then they have to wait, because the doors of hell have not yet been opened. And while they are waiting, more people are coming, and more people are coming behind them. Then its doors, its gates shall be opened. وَقَالَ لَهُمْ خَزَنَتُهَا أَلَمْ يَأْتِكُمْ رُسُلٌ مِّنكُمْ. And the keepers of hell, and those are the angels, they scold them. Did there not come to you messengers from amongst yourselves? يَتْلُونَ عَلَيْكُمْ آيَاتِ رَبِّكُمْ وَيُنذِرُونَكُمْ لِقَاءَ يَوْمِكُمْ هَذَا. Didn't there come to you messengers reciting upon you the verses of your Lord and warning you from this day of yours? قَالُوا بَلَى. They say, indeed. وَلَكِنْ حَقَّتْ كَلِمَةُ الْعَذَابِ عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ. But the eternal word to torture the disbelievers has been fulfilled. Our fates have come to be, and destiny has come upon us. Indeed, there did come to us warners. فَكَذَّبْنَا وَقُلْنَا مَا نَزَّلَ اللَّهُ مِن شَيْءٍ. But we belied them, and we said Allah never revealed anything. And we said to those messengers, إِنْ أَنْتُمْ إِلَّا فِي ضَلَالٍ كَبِيرٍ. you are not in anything but a big misguidance. You are lost. وقالوا لو كنا نسمع أو نعقل ما كنا في أصحاب السعير. Had only we listened and had only we used our minds, then we would not have been among the inmates of the inferno. فاعترفوا بذنبهم فسحقا لأصحاب السعير. They confessed to their wrongdoing and their blasphemy, but damned are those inmates of hell. Their confession shall avail them not. قيل ادخلوا أبواب جهنم خالدين فيها. Onward, enter the gates of hell, forever and ever abiding therein. فبئس مثوى المتكبرين. And what a bad abode is that one for the arrogant ones. لها سبعة أبواب لكل باب منهم جزء مقسوم. It has 7 gates, and for every gate there is a section. And this hell, it is its own realm. It has an independent land, and it has its own ceiling, and it has its own walls. The entire earth and more can fit inside of hell. And every time a batch of people are thrown into hell or fall into hell, hellfire itself will be asked, Halim talat? Are you full? فَتَقُولُ هَلْ مِن مَزِيدٍ. And it will say, is there more? And then it will keep receiving batches and batches of people until it says, I'm full. Enough. And so those batches of people, they enter hell wave after wave. And the people who were in hell before, they hate that new wave that comes into hell after them. هذا فوج مقتحم معكم. It will be said to the people of hell, this is a wave of newcomers into hell crowding with you. And so they say, La marhaban bihim. No welcome to them. Innahum salun nar. They are nothing but burned ones of the fire. And so the newcomers respond. قالوا بل أنتم لا مرحبا بكم. They say, rather, no welcome to you. أنتم قدمتموه لنا. You are the ones who offered this place to us by calling us to blasphemy. إنا كنا لكم تبعا. Indeed, we were your followers. فهل أنتم مغنون عنا نصيبا من النار. So can you ward off from us any of the torture of hell? قال الذين استكبروا إنا كل فيها. Those who are arrogant, the leaders, they say, we are all in this together. إن الله قد حكم بين العباد. Certainly, Allah has finalized the judgment between the slaves. قالوا ربنا من قد قدم لنا هذا فزده عذابا ضعفا في النار. Those newcomers say, our Lord, whoever offered this place to us, then increase him a double torture in hell. And those blasphemers in hell will be looking for Muslims. And they say, ما لنا لا نرى رجالا كنا نعدهم من الأشرار. What's wrong with us? We don't see here in hell with us some people that we used to think were among the worst. أتخذناهم سخريا أم زاغت عنهم الأبصار. Are they in paradise and we have wrongfully taken them as jokes? Or are they here with us but our eyes have missed them? إن ذلك لحق تخاصم أهل النار. Surely what has been described, it is indeed true, and it is inevitable, it shall happen. What is it? The disputing of the people of hell. And when all of the people of hell are finally inside, the earth itself, the reformed earth, will go into hell, and also the sun and the moon will enter into hell. وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ. And they will increase the fuel, and so its flame will become even more powerful. The fuel of this fire is people and stones. إِنَّهَا عَلَيْهِمْ مُؤْصَدَةٌ. Then the hellfire shall be sealed, all of its openings shall be sealed, and they will be surrounded from every direction. فِي عَمَدٍ مُمَدَّدَةٍ. And then the bars that come down and lock those doors will come down, and then the fire shall bounce back onto them. And once they are in there, then they live there and they experience the torture there. فَيَوْمَئِذٍ لَا يُعَذِّبُ عَذَابَهُ أَحَدٌ. And on that day, no one shall torture as Allah tortures. وَلَا يُوثِقُ وَثَاقَهُ أَحَدٌ. And no one shackles as Allah shackles. The shackles of the people of hell shall be like nothing that has been seen in this lifetime. To the extent that their shackles even go inside of their bodies and come back out. عَامِلَةٌ نَاصِبَةٌ. They shall be in hell struggling to go forward, like pushing through the mud. تَصْلَى نَارًا حَامِيَةً. And they will be burned by a very hot fire. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will increase their size. If not for that huge size, his body would just disintegrate instantly. Allah Ta'ala would make the distance between his shoulders a 3-day walking distance. His tooth, his molar, it will be as big as Mount Uhud. Gigantic. And his skin, 60 cubits thick. 90 feet of skin. Very huge. Dakhum. Their skins burn away, and as their skins burn, they drip and leak pus. كلما نضجت جلودهم بدلناهم جلودا غيرها. Whenever their skins finish cooking, بدلناهم جلودا غيرها. Allah will give them new skin. يذوقوا العذاب, so that they can taste the torture. إن الله كان عزيزا حكيما. Indeed, Allah Ta'ala in eternity is undefeated and wise. And this pus, that's among the things that the people of hell consume, because they're starving. They're in there starving. They can't even help themselves. أذلك خير نزلا أم شجرة الزقوم? Is the pleasure of paradise better, or the tree of Zaqqum? What's the tree of Zaqqum? إنها شجرة تخرج في أصل الجحيم. Surely it is a tree that exits from the base of hell. طلعها كأنه رؤوس الشياطين. Its pollen is shaped like the heads of devils. فإنهم لآكلون منها فمالئون منها البطون. Wherever they are in hell, they come to it and they eat from it and they fill their bellies with it. ثم إن لهم عليها لشوبا من حميم. Then they follow that by drinking a concoction, and this concoction has the scalding hot water. ثم إن مرجعهم لإلى الجحيم. Then they eventually go back to wherever they came from. Why they wound up like that? From their religion that they had in this worldly life. إنهم ألفوا آباءهم ضالين. They found their forefathers misguided. فهم على آثارهم يهرعون. And they strongly and proudly strove in their legacy, the legacy of their forefathers. وسقوا ماء حميما فقطع أمعاءهم. When they drink what they drink, it just cuts right through their intestines and comes out from the bottom. تسقى من عين آنية. They are given drink from springs whose water is at the extremity of boiling, as hot water could be. ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع. And they eat from a stinking plant called ضريع, and its flavor is horrible. لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع. And it doesn't make them fat, and it does not relieve their hunger. فالذين كفروا قطعت لهم ثياب من نار. Those who blasphemed, there shall be cut for them clothing made from some fire. يصب من فوق رؤوسهم الحميم. And poured over their heads is scalding water. It's like acid. Why it's like acid? يصهر به ما في بطونهم والجلود. Because by it, their insides melt and their skins melt. وَلَهُمْ مَقَامِعُ مِنْ حَدِيدٍ. And for them there are whips made of iron.
والذين يكنزون الذهب والفضة ولا ينفقونها في سبيل الله.
And those who store away the gold and the silver and they do not spend it for the sake of Allah, that means they don't pay their zakah,
فبشرهم بعذاب أليم.
Then give them the news of a painful torture.
يوم يحمى عليها في نار جهنم.
When that gold and silver shall be heated in the fire of hell.
فتكوى بها جباههم وجنوبهم وظهورهم.
And then their foreheads will be branded by it, and their sides, and their backs.
هذا ما كنزتم لأنفسكم.
This is what you have stored away and made a treasure for yourselves.
فذوقوا ما كنتم تكنزون.
So taste the torture from your treasure.
كلما أرادوا أن يخرجوا منها من غم أعيدوا فيها.
Every time they want to get out of the flames, every time they want to get out of the gloom, when they try to climb up out of hell, then they find an angel at the top and he smacks them back down. So they are returned back into it.
وذوقوا عذاب الحريق.
And it is said, taste the torture of the burning. And on that day, the idols that the people worshipped, they will be in hellfire with them, and the heat will come out of them. And who will be at the very, very bottom of hell? إن المنافقين في الدرك الأسفل من النار. The hypocrites, those who used to show that they were Muslims while they knew that they were not Muslims. After they are in hell for a long time and they see that there are some Muslims there still in hell with them, they say to those Muslims, mocking them, look at you, you're still here. What has your religion done for you? And then when they say that, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will take the last Muslims out of hell. And when the kuffar see that, they will be so sad. And they stay in hell forever and ever, and they don't die.
ونادوا يا مالك ليقض علينا ربك.
And they call out to the keeper of hell, the master angel, Malik, let your Lord make us die. Ask your Lord to make us die. They're begging him and asking him and asking him and begging him.
قال إنكم ماكثون.
After 1,000 years, he says, surely you are here to stay.
وقال الذين في النار لخزنة جهنم.
And those who are in hell say to the keepers of hell,
ادعوا ربكم يخفف عنا يوما من العذاب.
Call upon your Lord for us, make dua for us, ask Allah so that he would lighten for us just for a day some of the torture.
قالوا أولم تك تأتيكم رسلكم بالبينات.
Those angels say, did there not come to you messengers assigned to you and giving you evidence?
قالوا بلى.
They say, indeed.
قالوا فادعوا.
So the angels say, then you make dua.
وما دعاء الكافرين إلا في ضلال.
And the supplication of the disbelievers in hell It's futile. They will dwell in there for endless ages.
لابثين فيها أحقابا.
They will be in hell for a time. Then that age will come to an end, and a new age will come upon them with a new torture. And then they spend that time in that torture in hell until that age is over, and then a new age comes upon them, and so on, forever and ever.
لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا.
When they are in hell, they shall never taste anything cool, and they shall not have anything to drink.
إلا حميما وغساقا.
Except for the scalding water and the boiling pus.
جزاء وفاقا.
A fitting payment for their blasphemy.